If you're around the age of 13 to 18 years old, pay attention, as this is going to be the most valuable video you're going to watch in a long time. My name is Raul. I'm 26 years old. I speak multiple languages. I've gone to over 40 countries around the world, and I make tens of thousands of dollars online as a business owner. I made a lot of mistakes to get where I'm at today. I'm making these videos so you can avoid the common mistakes young men make while navigating through life. I wished I had an older brother guiding me through life while I was younger. I understand that navigating life as a teenager can be overwhelming, as you might feel like expectations are all-time high and you might not know what you want to do with your life. That's why I want to be that older brother for you, something I dearly wished I had while growing up. In this video, I'm going to be sharing the 13 life lessons I would have given to my younger self. Lesson number 1, enjoy your childhood. You're only a kid once. A big mistake I would do while in high school is I would compare myself with other people. And what I would do is I would scroll on TikTok, right? Like any young kid, right? I didn't have nothing to do. I had no responsibilities. I would scroll on TikTok. I would scroll on YouTube. I would see people same age as me making millions of dollars. I would feel like a piece of shit. They're already at, I guess, the highest echelons that you can achieve with life. And me, on the other hand, right, I'm debating whether I order a cheeseburger or a pizza. I wouldn't even think, shit, I gotta lock in. What am I doing with my life? I gotta sacrifice Minecraft and video games, right? I gotta become a millionaire, right? I don't got time, right? This is a big mistake a lot of young men do, right? They want to accelerate their transition into adulthood. They think that they gotta have their shit together already, right? Just because they start comparing with other people. No, you're a kid. Enjoy those moments. Have fun. Make memories. Go to homecoming. Go to prom. Right? Get a girl pregnant. Whatever it is, right? Enjoy your childhood. Right? Those are the best memories of your life. You shouldn't be thinking about, I gotta lock in. I gotta become a millionaire. No. Right? It'll come. But don't put yourself through that stress yet. Enjoy what you have. Remember, you're only a kid once. Once you grew up, you're gonna wish you enjoyed those earlier years of yours, because time goes like this. If I were to go back and give my younger self advice, continue to binge watch anime all night. All right, continue to play video games. That's what being a kid's for. Don't feel guilty for thinking that you're being lazy, you're not disciplined with your life. But that's what being a kid's for. The money will come. I make tens of thousands of dollars now. You can always achieve wealth later on. But right now, enjoy the limited time you have as a young kid. Lesson 2, choose your distractions wisely. Something I would do if I could go back in time is tell my younger self to be a bit more strategic with what you distract yourself with. As a young man, I used to love playing video games. I used to love watching Japanese anime, right? These are things that, well, you can't avoid, right? As a young man, you have addictions. At least it wasn't freaking porn. I used to love doing these two things, playing video games and watching Japanese anime. So I would go back and tell my younger self, look, you gotta be more strategic. And ask yourself, what gives you more benefit in the long run? Because you think about it, right? Between the two options, one has a higher benefit. On one hand, I'd be playing zombies, right? Call of Duty zombies. Okay, I would just kill zombies. I would try to get higher levels, but that's literally all you get, right? You play Call of Duty all night, you just kill zombies, and hopefully get you higher levels. There really is no value out of that, just entertainment purposes. But on the other hand, watching Japanese anime, seeing the protagonist go and save the world time and time again, right? That was freaking inspiring, right? This helped me with my mentality on wanting to achieve big goals, right? Just looking at these guys, I wanted to be like the main character from the anime protagonist, right? Seeing these guys from wimpy main character in the very beginning to freaking evolving and saving the world at the end of the anime, where that was inspiring. So what I would do is I would strategically tell myself, look, you cannot avoid the fact that you love playing video games and you love watching anime. The good thing is that you love both of them equally. Choose the one that gives you the most benefits. Guys, I'm a polyglot because of Japanese anime. I traveled the world because of Japanese anime. I continue to push myself thanks to the lessons I got from Japanese anime. So reflecting back, the thing that brought me the most value long term was Japanese anime, because to this day, freaking playing zombies all night hasn't brought me any real benefit. Choose your distractions wisely, because maybe one of your distractions, okay, may bring more benefits later on to you in the long run. For example, maybe you're stuck with like playing video games. Maybe your distraction is just playing video games. Well, just be a bit more strategic. What video games bring you more value than the other? Because there's certain video games that are just complete trash. There's other video games that have amazing stories, right? That are inspiring, right? You see the main character go through hurdle after hurdle. Then when they get to the end boss, like shit, right? This was an inspiring video game, right? So there's certain video games that are trash. There's certain video games that are good. So just think about your current distractions and see what you can do to like maximize the value you're getting out of it, right? Because at the end, you're still gonna be distracted. You're still gonna be going for that for entertainment purposes. But if you're strategic about it, well, maybe you can get some benefits in the long run, like I did with Japanese anime. Lesson 3: get involved in more school activities, right? School activities are the perfect place to discover yourself. yourself, right? Join freaking the school clubs that there is, right? Join photography club, join their freaking anime cosplay club, whatever it is, right? Get involved, make friends, meet people. That's what the high school experience is all about. Being a teenager is all about, right? These experiences are invaluable. They develop you, right? They help build character. And you never know, you might meet one of your lifelong friends in one of the school activities. What I'm wanting you to get from this is I don't want you to regret anything. Something I wish I would have done was go to homecoming, go to prom. These are things I didn't go to because I thought it was too cool for them. But then when I graduated, I felt like an empty void in me. I was like, what is homecoming like? What is prom like? That's what growing up's all about, right? Enjoying those events that are going on through your life, right? Don't feel like you're too cool for it, right? Fucking hell. Go out, get yourself involved. You just never know who you'll meet. Lesson 4, learn more as your environment, the people you hang out with, really influence the way you think and act. I reflect to when I was a young teenager. Okay, there are a lot of things I did, a lot of things I said, okay, that I wouldn't say today, right? Because as a young man, you're like a young duckling trying to discover yourself. You don't know what's right, you don't know what's wrong. Your opinions, the way you dress, the way you act is heavily influenced by the people you hang out with, right? Your surrounding circle. And the thing is, back in the day, I really didn't care to read books, right? Invest in my personal education. So I was very influenced by my surroundings. I regret a lot of things I said, a lot of things I did. That came with me not really thinking about my actions. I know why it's important to go after 18, right? Because a young kid really don't freaking know what you're doing. If I were to give my younger self one piece of advice is read books, right? Expand your horizons. Learn about different religions. Learn about different governments, different political views. Don't get your freaking information from just one media source, right? Learn from both sides. Freaking watch CNN, watch Fox News, right? Learn from different political aisles. Don't rely on stereotypes because a lot of times stereotypes are wrong. Don't be ignorant to think there's only one way to view the world. That's something I would give to my younger self, right? Because as a young man, right, it's true. You're a young duckling trying to discover yourself, right? You don't know what's right and wrong. Get different lenses, okay? That way you're able to see at things from different points of view. Lesson 5, appreciate your parents. Something I wish I would have done much earlier on was appreciate what my parents were doing for me. My mom was working like 2-3 full-time jobs, okay, just to be able to put food on the table, to pay the rent. My dad also, on the other hand, was working tirelessly to put me through college. And that's something I didn't really value. Okay, I just took it for granted, right? The hard work my parents were doing for me. And that's something I really regret because I remember just reflecting back on my childhood days, right? Seeing my mom get home extremely exhausted, right? She would like sit on the couch and she would instantly fall asleep because that's how tired she was. My dad also was in the same boat, right? They were both extremely exhausted from working from sunrise to sunset just to be able to give me a better shot at life. If I were to be able to go back in time and change things, I would be a bit more appreciative. Maybe take my parents out for dinner more. Figure out something to be able to be more understanding of my parents, because there's like a saying, right? When you're a kid, like a little baby, right, you adore your parents. They're your heroes. But as you start to grow up and become rebellious, you vilify your parents. F you, dad, I don't care about you, right? You want to leave the house, then you come back because you have no money. Then you grow into an adult, you understand your parents and why they were so strict. Then when you have your own kids, well, you come back to adore your parents, right, for everything they did for you. And as a young teenager, well, you're in the stage of vilifying your parents, right? You're rebellious. Just keep in mind, right, parents are working really hard for you. Be a bit more appreciative, because you just never know how much longer they'll be around. Lesson 6, stop focusing on theory. Take that first step. A big issue with a lot of young men is that they're very insecure, right? They don't want to look stupid, okay? They want to look like that cool guy always. Because they always want to look cool, they're scared of trying new things. They're scared of going out their comfort zone. Let me give you a bit of a backstory. There was a time I wanted to learn how to play soccer. So what would I do? Instead of getting the ball and going out in the field and play soccer, I would just foolishly read books on how to play soccer. I would watch compilations of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo playing soccer, thinking that somehow reading books, watching videos were gonna automatically make me better. No, nothing beats real life experience. And this is applicable to anything, not just soccer. You wanna learn how to get girls? Right, you can watch 1,000 videos on how to get girls, right? But nothing beats real life experience of getting rejected by a girl, right? Having your heart broken, learning from that, iterating your freaking pickup line for the next girl, right? This is how you actually learn how to get girls, right? Real life practice. So my advice to you, stop focusing on theory, focus on action. Lesson 7, it's okay to be lost. It's okay to not know what you want to do with your life, right? A big mistake that a lot of young men make is that they think they gotta have their life sorted out by the time they're freaking 14. Brother, if you still don't know know how to clean your ass. You think you're gonna get your freaking life sorted at 14? No, right? It's okay to be lost. It's okay if you don't know what religion's for you. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do after high school. It's okay if you don't know how you're gonna make money, right? To this day, I still don't know what I want to do with my life, right? I'm making money, right? I'm an agency owner. I make money with my online business, but that's still not something I wish to do for the rest of my life. I still don't know what my purpose to life is. I'm 26. You're freaking 14. Don't be overcomplicating this. Right? There's tons of adults out there. Tons of college students that study 4 years and a freaking major end up changing the last semester to a completely different thing, right? It's part of life. It's a continual exploration of what you want to do. Just continue living and eventually you'll find your purpose. You'll find your why. Lesson 8. Take a gap year and travel the world if you can. I've been to over 40 countries. I've been in Africa. I've been in the Middle East, Europe, Asia, South America, North America. I've been all over. And I can hand on heart say that this has been the best and most positive impact in my life. Traveling. Why? Because you get to learn about other cultures. You get to learn about other religions. You get to learn about other ideas, right? Other ways of thinking. Right, and these lens that you acquire while traveling the world really help you while you're navigating life, right? Whether you want to build a business, you want to go to college, it really impacts the way you view at the world. Traveling opens your mind. It gives you a fresh new perspective in life. Now, if you can't take a gap year, you can always study abroad. When I was a junior in high school, I had the opportunity to go and study abroad in Brazil, but I was a chicken. I didn't take that opportunity because I was scared, right? I thought for the longest that Brazil was very dangerous, that if the moment I went to Brazil, I would have got robbed and killed. That's the reason I didn't take that bold move to go study abroad in Brazil, right? Looking back, I truly regret it. Why? Because I went a couple years later to Brazil, right, for the carnival and realized the beauty of Brazil. And just looking back, I would have been so much farther along than my peers. Right? Me going to Brazil, I probably would have learned Portuguese. It would be me going to a different country by myself. I would have learned how to live in a different environment. I would have gone out of my comfort zone, and that means learning a new set of skills. I would have evolved as an individual, but because I didn't take that risk, because of being this chicken, having this negative stereotype of Brazil, well, I've never enjoyed that experience. So this is something I recommend to you guys. If you have the opportunity, take a gap year. If you can't take a gap year, go study abroad. It's gonna be so worth it. Just think about all the memories you'll make. Go travel the world before you settle and grind on your business. You'll come back with a new sense of purpose. Lesson 9, take risk as you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. As a young teenager, right, you don't have to worry about rent. You don't got to worry about paying for freaking child support or maintaining a freaking expensive wife. As a young teenager, this is the time you take risks. This is the time you explore the world. This is the time where you discover yourself. I truly regret not going to Brazil my junior year in high school. Just thinking about the epic stories I could have told my grandchildren. Maybe I would have got robbed. Maybe I would have gotten freaking kidnapped or whatever it is, right? But that would have been an epic story to tell my grandchildren. But because I didn't take that risk, I don't know how life would have been in Brazil my junior year. Luckily, right, I was able to go to Brazil a couple years later, right? But a couple years too late, right? I didn't get the benefits of traveling to Brazil until a couple years later. But if I would have gone earlier, started earlier, I probably would have been much farther along my journey. This is the thing I truly wish for all of you guys to really apply in your life. Because as young men, we tend to be insecure. We tend to be scared of taking risks, right? Because like I was saying earlier, we want to be cool. We don't want to look stupid. Right, and making mistakes make us look stupid in our eyes and our mind, right? That's an ignorant thought. Go to hell what people think of you. Take the risk now, whether you're building a business, starting a new hobby, or taking on a new challenge that scares you. You're young and resilient, and failure at this stage is just a stepping stone for your long-term success. And even if you fail, it's part of life, right? It only builds character. I lost tons of money on failed businesses, but never for a day do I regret that, because those failures were learning experiences that only made me tougher in business, made me smarter with my investments. There's like a saying, right? If you want to win in business, right, in order to make your first $100,000, you're gonna lose $10,000. You want to make your first $1,000,000, right? You're gonna burn $100,000 in the process, right? You want to go to the next level, whatever it is you want to do in life. You're gonna fail. The more times you fail, the better you get. Take that as a train of thought. So take risks now. You have nothing to lose. Lesson 10: I want you to party more. A lot of the social skills I got that have helped me develop my online business came from partying, right? Came from clubbing. Maybe you're at the age where you can't go in club or go to the bar, but you're at the age where you're in high school, right? There's still parties being thrown around, and maybe you're lazy, you're tempted to stay in, right? You don't want to go to the party, you don't want to go to homecoming, you don't want to go to prom, right? Maybe you don't want to go to these social gatherings, but I truly recommend you to go to these gatherings because that's where you learn how to go out your comfort zone, to talk to people. Being social is a skill. Learning how to talk to people is a skill, and it's a much needed skill. Hooking up with girls, right, at these events is a skill. appeal. You gotta convince them to kiss you, to go back with you at home, right? A lot of the skills I got from hooking up with girls, right? Me flirting with them, I've implemented in my social media marketing agency. When it comes to sales calls, I use the same charisma tactics, right, to close people. Not only on that aspect, go out and have fun, right? That's part of life. As a young adult, screw what people think of you, right? You're meant to let loose. You have no responsibilities. Unless you have child support. I don't know if you have child support. Enjoy life to the fullest. Go out with your friends. Do mischievous things. That's what being a teenager is all about, right? These experiences. Now, I'm not saying to party and drink your life away. I'm just saying that you should enjoy the moment, right? You can always lock in later. I've locked in now, right? I used to be a heavy drinker while I was a late teenager, young adult, right? I used to party a lot. Now I don't party, now I don't drink, right? You can always leave that behind. You can always lock in later down the road like I have now. While you're a young kid, freaking enjoy life. Lesson 11, don't regret anything. Now I know this might sound a bit ironic, right? This whole video, I've been telling you guys things I wish I would have done differently growing up. But they're not so much for me, they're for you. I want to drive you in the right direction. My life has already been written. My youth is gone. Can't change that. I've accepted that. But you're still young, right? You're still open book. You're still a young duckling. I can still guide you, right? I can still be that older brother for you so you don't trip and fall. This video is for you, not for me, right? I don't want to change anything from my past because the past made me who I am today, right? I could argue, oh, Japanese anime, right? At the time was a massive distraction growing up, right? It was just for entertainment purposes. But maybe if it weren't for Japanese anime, I wouldn't be as ambitious as I am today. Why? Because seeing the Japanese anime protagonists save the world over and over again, right? That really inspired me. If I didn't have that inspiration, I wouldn't be as ambitious as I am today. Right? There's certain elements of my life where one can say, yeah, there were a distraction, but I think that happened for a reason. I can't change the past. You gotta accept it. The goal of this video is to help guide you, right? The next generation of young men. I want you to enjoy life. I want you to enjoy your youth. And if you don't take the lessons of this video, it's okay, right? My goal is just to guide you. It's okay if you follow your own journey, right? I just don't want you to live life with regret. Lesson 12, it's never too late to start. A lot of you guys might feel anxious, feeling left behind. Maybe you want to build a successful YouTube channel, right? But then you go on YouTube and you feel, oh fuck, the golden era of building YouTube channels is long behind, right? Because it's so saturated now. Or maybe you want to build a marketing agency, but then you see online after researching, shit, the golden era of SMMA was many years ago, right? You're getting left behind by all these opportunities. No, you can always make it no matter what stage of your life you're in or how old you are or how long you wait. It might be more difficult, you gotta be more strategic, maybe later down the road. Like for example, building a YouTube channel. It's way more competitive today than it was 5-10 years ago. Yeah, but that shouldn't dissuade you. You can always start today. You can always start in 5 years. Obviously, as time moves on, maybe things might get more difficult. You can still win. You might have to be more strategic, right? Because it's more competitive, right? But you can still prosper no matter what it is you want to do. Now, obviously, like the saying goes, right? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today, right? The longer you wait, well, the harder it becomes and the slower your growth. So yeah, time's to your side. Right, that compound interest, that compound effect that can happen with you guys that are very young. Use that to your advantage. Lesson 13, if you feel like you're being left behind, don't worry. You still have the whole world ahead of you. There's still a ton of opportunity that still haven't been made. To give you context, right? Like right now, Bitcoin towards the moon right now, right? It's very high. Housing, right? It's very expensive, right? And as a young teenager, seeing this is daunting. You're like, shit, I should have got my act together. Or I should have stopped fucking around in 3rd grade and bought a house. Or should I stop fucking around in freaking 8th grade and invested in Bitcoin? Sometimes you feel like, damn, I'm being left behind, or I'm not taking advantage of these opportunities, right? Don't worry about it. More opportunities are gonna come. Don't panic. You have the whole world ahead of you. You still have decades ahead of you. Keep learning, keep pushing forward, and the right opportunities will come to you. Your time will come. It might come in the form of AI, so don't worry, right? Don't be anxious. Remember, you only live once, so enjoy to the fullest your teenage years, your youth. Don't rush to grow up. Don't rush to want to become an adult. It's not glamorous, but also don't waste the time that you have. Many billionaires would give everything away in order to be back when they were 13 or 14. So enjoy your youth. Be grateful. Take risks. Take action and keep learning. Your future self will thank you. So enjoy your teenage years. You can always build the life that you want tomorrow.